7 or 8 years, and his pushes have started and stopped. And as much as I'd like to see them continue with it now, I just think that Aleister Black's gonna win. So, but yeah, hopefully it'll be a good match. On paper, it looks good.
Dude, there's no reason it shouldn't be a great match on pay-per-view. Speaking of good matches on paper, Drew Gulak versus Tony Nese, another strong matchup. These guys, they delivered last time. Gulak just won the title at Stomping Grounds. I think it was last pay-per-view. Yeah, I think it was Stomping Grounds, right?
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah. The lack.
I had to think about that for a second. I really don't. I'm trying to remember, but yes, that's correct. Yeah, I think it was like a 3-way, right? Wasn't it 3 guys in it?
Was it Tozawa? Maybe, I don't know. Regardless, I watched it and it was a good match. But I just don't think you don't take the title off of Gulak now yet. Nese had the title for a while. He didn't really, it was okay. But I'm saying Gulak keeps the title here.
Yeah, I agree. I don't think they'll change it this quickly. At least not put it back to Nese. Otherwise, it's like kind of why take it off him in the first place. And right. Gulak's worked really hard. I think. I mean, not that he always works hard, but I think he's done a really nice job since he's been there of getting himself into a position where he can be the champion. He's worked in NXT, so I like Tony Nese as well. He's a local guy, but I hope that Gulak gets the win and keeps it. So I'm going to go with Drew.
Catch point all the way. And Bagu brought up that Gulak actually pinned Tozawa. He didn't pin Nese, so that's the reason for the match. That's
good point. Good point, Bagu.
Thanks, Bagu. Next up, Joe, come on. Ricochet versus AJ Styles. Ricochet champion for the U.S. title. Again, this one's confusing. It's a little tough to call. AJ and the club should kind of be running roughshod over everything now because that's a new thing. They just gave the club like $1 bajillion to stay there so they wouldn't go to another promotion. So you ideally should be pushing them. AJ as the champion would be great. However, Ricochet just won the title at Stomping Grounds. So AJ lose? You have I'm going with AJ.
Yeah, I think I'm going to go with AJ also. I think that, listen, I have no idea. I can't make sense out of the way that WWE books a lot of the time. But if I'm guessing, which is pretty much what I'm doing, they just turned him, put him back with the Good Brothers. I could see the heel taking the title and then maybe Ricochet chasing it into SummerSlam or something like that. So I'm going to go with AJ Styles also.
Okay. Next up, Braun Strowman versus Bobby Lashley in a last man standing match. I'll tell you what I wrote down. Blah, 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 big bump, something blows up, gets broken, winner is a draw. That's my prediction for this match.
Winner is a draw.
Yeah, it's a draw. Neither guy gets up by a 10 count.
I could see that. I could see both of them not making it to the count of 10. I really don't know.
I really don't care.
I'm going to say Lashley.
There you go.
I'm going Lashley. I feel like they brought him back on Raw this week and made a big deal out of the fact that he was able to survive that whole crazy spot that they did the week before. So maybe they're actually trying to put Lashley over for the first time in like a year and a half since he came back. I don't know, man. I'm going to go with Lashley.
The Revival champions versus the Usos for the Raw Tag Team title. The Revival just won the titles last month, but I honestly wouldn't be surprised to see them drop it just so the WWE could send a message that like, hey, you talk your stuff on the internet. We do whatever we want. Did the Revival re-sign? I guess we don't know. I'm going Revival.
Yeah, I'm going to say the Revival also. They've also the Usos in either 6-man tags or whatever the hell they've been doing on Raw the last couple of weeks. So I think finding a way for them to retain the titles is the right call. So I'll also take the Revival.
Oh, it's the right call, so it's not what's happening. Speaking of the right call, Bayley versus Alexa Bliss and Nikki Cross in a SmackDown Women's Title Handicap match. I'm confused here, but I think Alexa as a champion with Nikki in tow is a program that could have some legs and be somewhat interesting. Could Sasha return and turn on Bayley? That's possible too. I don't know. I'm saying Alexa takes the title.
I'm going to stick with Bayley. I don't know. I guess maybe I don't know where they're going to wind up or how long they're going to it's going to take to get to where they're going with Alexa and Nikki Cross, right? Where it turns out that Nikki Cross finally realizes that Alexa is not her friend and all that type of stuff. So I don't know if it's going to happen quickly or it's going to be drawn out. So I could see something where there's miscommunication between Alexa and Nikki and causes Bayley to retain, or maybe even Nikki Cross wins the title and Alexa gets jealous or upset or something like that. So,
wait, they don't. I'm sorry. Either one can win it.
I don't know. I have no clue. I don't know what the rules are. I assume. I mean, who cares? I'm saying Bayley. That's my pick officially.
Okay. SmackDown tag titles: Daniel Bryan and Rowan were the champions versus the New Day versus Heavy Machinery. Heavy Machinery are fun, but they do not need the titles. New Day should not be champions and should probably break up. So for me, the winner should be Daniel Bryan and Rowan.
Yeah, I think that Daniel Bryan and Rowan should definitely win too. I'll take them. I think, anything that Daniel Bryan is involved in is usually pretty good and entertaining. And I'm not really a huge Rowan guy. I feel like,
he's gotten better to me.
Is he? I couldn't. I mean, but I think, like, can you imagine, like, if this was Daniel Bryan and Luke Harper instead of Daniel Bryan and Eric Rowan?
I was literally I wrote down that point. You're exactly right. Yeah. Where's he, by the way, Luke Harper?
Well, I think he publicly asked for his release and they denied it. So I'm pretty sure he's just chilling at home.
Can he put on a mask and wrestle somewhere?
Like Rhino?
Yeah, exactly. Nice. All right. So let's go to Kofi Kingston, champion, versus Samoa Joe for the WWE SmackDown title. Kofi's kind of losing steam as a champion, and Joe has definitely lost a step. Not to be that guy, but sorry, it just happens. Old Samoa Joe, and I'm all in on like a killer heel guy here, but I don't know. I think Kofi needs a strong win because he's not, he's just kind of losing momentum and the crowd's not really loving it. So I think Kofi keeps it.
I do think Kofi keeps it also. Samoa Joe's thing seems to be cutting really good promos and then getting title shots and never winning. So
and he's doing a lot of chin locks.
Yeah, rear chin locks. So I'm going to go with Kofi. I feel like if I'm guessing right now that the long term is going to be Brock beating Kofi eventually. So
I don't even want to think about that. I'm just disgusted. Speaking of being disgusted, Undertaker and Roman Reigns versus Shane and Drew McIntyre. Taker actually physically buries Shane and they win in a no-holds-barred match. And then you probably don't see Shane on TV for a while. So
that would be nice.
Yeah.
Can we get Kevin Owens to run in and do a stunner?
God, I hope so. Okay. So for me, Taker and Roman, whatever.
Yeah, I agree. Taker and Roman.
Cool. Okay, here's one for you. Ready for this, Joe? Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch, or as I call them, Seki, versus Baron Corbin and Lacey Evans, who I call shitty. I'm already confused by this, and I don't like it. So it's, again, a winner-take-all match. But, hold on. So if Corbin and Evans win, do they get both titles, or do they have to pin the other one respectively?
No, I think it's one fall, and whichever team wins gets both titles. So if Corbin pins Rollins, then Corbin is the Universal Champion and Lacey Evans is the Raw Women's Champion. And if whatever, you get the idea.
I'm sorry. I don't know. Did you know that Taker and Roman have a tag team name?
No. They
have a tag team name and a shirt out. They're called the Graveyard Dogs.
That's pretty cool. What does the shirt look like? Is it good? Can I get it?
You know what? I think Hunter and Chance and Buster should wear it. Bagu just told me about it.
Is it a BOGO? No.
It's gonna be a lot of BOGOs. Actually, there's BOGOs on tickets. Might as well be BOGO on the shirts.
There you go.
So yeah, who do you listen? If I'm the WWE, I'm putting a lot of eggs in the basket that Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch are going to be together for a while, right? Like, what happens if they break up tomorrow? Like, that's to me that's a real tough spot.
Yeah, I don't know. I mean, some people think it's a work anyway. I don't know if it is. I don't know if I buy that, but I can't see them putting the title on Corbin. I can't see it. So I'm going to go with Seth and Becky, and hopefully that flushes the toilet of these feuds, and they can move on to something else heading into SummerSlam.
So you're going with Seki?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, okay. There's Becky wasn't lying. The shirt's legit. We run this yard, Graveyard Dogs. Great. That's phenomenal. I'm going to go with Seki as well. I have no interest in watching the last half of this card. Joe, I'm going to take you a stroll down memory lane real quick. Let's say the year's 2014, okay? If I told you these matches in a row were Aleister Black versus Cesaro, Drew Gulak versus Nice, Ricochet versus AJ Styles, Revival versus the Usos, like, I'll watch that card, 10 times out of 10. Amazing, amazing show. It's 6 years after that. It's 5 years later, and it's filled with just fluffery. And it's thank God you could fast forward. I don't know. I'm not very excited for Extreme Rules. That's all.
Yeah, I mean, you can tell by the look on my face how excited I am for this show right now. So that's it, man. You can only put your hope in whatever potential power that Paul Heyman and Eric Bischoff will have in the next couple months, and see if anything changes. And it probably won't. And that's it.
Joe, do you have anything in your what to watch for this week? Because I got 3 matches.
What to watch for this week coming up? Oh man. Well, I mean, gosh, there's a lot of stuff.
Give me 3 matches that you can't miss this week.
3 is a lot, dude. I have to go look at these G1 cards now. I don't even know what's happening. I think 3 matches you can't miss, huh?
Do you want me to go first? That'd be easier.
No, I'll do it right now. I'll do it real quick. I'll say that the Riddle Gulak match is one that I think people really need to check out on Saturday. I would watch that Rhodes versus the Young Bucks tag match. I think that's probably, as far as Fight for the Fallen goes, that's one that I would say not to miss. And I have to look. That's probably all I'm going to give you, because I got to look at the cards for the G1 shows over the weekend. I'm sure there's going to be stuff going on this weekend. Maybe is Jeff Cobb versus Ishii this weekend in night 3.
Yeah, so that's my number 1 match to watch for this weekend. Ishii versus Jeff Cobb, the 7/13 show. Second is going to be, I mentioned earlier, I think it's really going to be the match of the weekend. Eddie Kingston and Joe Gacy versus AR Fox and Leon Ruff. If you're not familiar with those guys, get familiar with them. The match is going to be amazing. And 3 for me is going to be Okada and Zack Sabre Jr. on the 7/13 G1 show. So I'm really looking forward to it this weekend. I'm also going to watch not Game Changer Wrestling, the Tribute to Homicide show this weekend. That's coming up, the 5150. So it was Homicide Hernandez versus LAX, all kinds of matches. So I'll try to watch that at some point. I'll get it in here. But listen, man, it's going to be I might be divorced by the end of this weekend if I watch all of this wrestling, Joe.
Listen, man, you got to make sacrifices and prioritize appropriately, and I think you're doing the right thing.
I'm just a guy trying to watch a lot of wrestling, man. I'm really looking forward to it. We'll definitely have some I'll be tweeting all about the shows on Saturday night, so if you want to follow along at All Night Long WP. And we would be remiss if we did not thank 2 sponsors for us. One, listen, we're talking about all this wrestling here. I'm actually tonight going to finish watching Progress Chapter 90, and I'm going to do that over at Powerslam.tv. If you go to the internet, you open up your interwebs, you go to Powerslam.tv, use our promo code, ours, all night long. You get 30 days of Powerslam.tv for free. They've got Progress on there. They've got OTT. They've got NYWC. They've got, literally thousands of videos on there. It's the best, it's the best 30 days you'll find for free $99, Joe. And secondly, actually, you know what? Good thing. I just looked at the clock. It's 11 o'clock. You have your 11:03 appointment coming over. And without Blue Chew, I don't know if you'd be able to go night in, night out like a young Ric Flair. So if you want to, ride the waves like the Stallion does Monday through Friday and sometimes on Saturday, go to BlueChew.com. Use the promo code WPP. All you pay is $5 shipping and handling. Get your first order of Blue Chew for free. No more going to the doctor and saying, Doc, the train's not going south, You making that awkward doctor visit? Not anymore. You do it online, $5, your first shipment for free. All you're paying is that shipping and handling. Joe, we made it. I didn't fall asleep. Thank you for your time and dedication, and I will see you Saturday as we live tweet all wrestling going on this weekend. Again, don't forget, everywhere you go, at All Night Long WP, Facebook.com/All Night Long WP, and YouTube.com/All Night Long Wrestling Podcast. Another week is in the books. We are the All Night Long Wrestling Podcast. He's the Stallion. I'm the Enforcer. We're tapping out.